Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is now time for the best real estate podcast online. It is time for Lakeway Area Real Estate Talk Live with Mike and Dave Elkins, presented by Elite Realty Group. For our real estate portion of the show, we try to give you each and every show some real estate information in addition to entertainment.
That's right.
We try to give you some real estate information also. So today, we're going to talk about 6 reasons to stop renting and actually buy or own a home, condo, property, whatever today is, and it'd be a good idea for you to do that. 6 reasons we're going to talk about. Here's number 1. We'll go through these pretty quickly. We won't hold you too long, but number 1 is the interest rates, as we know them right now, they're at historic lows, or they're close to historic
really
lows.
Close, yeah.
We do see, and this is the reason why right now is a time to do this, is because we're seeing interest rates starting to tick back up.
That's right. That's right.
They've kind of already found the bottom, and they're starting to climb back up.
Right.
So if you're renting right now,
just like everything, gas prices are the same way.
And very rarely do things go down.
Right.
But that's why now is a good time.
Right.
Because again, we're seeing them starting to go back up. How high do they go? It's kind of like the air rights. Who knows?
Right.
Who knows where they'll stop? But again, the rates are starting to tick back up, so there's no better chance. I was reading this morning looking at this, and the example that they gave was on a $200,000 loan. Just a 1% difference in an interest rate on a $200,000 loan is about $150 a month on your payment.
Yeah.
It's about $45,000
a year
over the length of
the
the loan. $150 a month, about $45,000 over the life of the loan.
Right.
So again, why stop renting now and buy? One thing, now is a good time to buy, and these interest rates are making it that way. We're close to historic lows, but we're starting to see a tick in the up. That means, again, they're starting to tick up. How high do they go?
Right.
You know, you could really, again
depending on who you ask, some of the experts say it's going to be in the 5. We'll be up in the 5s this year.
That's exactly right. So that's going to be more than 1%. That's going to raise your payment.
Right.
That's going to raise exactly what type of house you could afford, buy a whole lot. So number 1 is why stop renting and own now is rates they're near historic lows. What do you got for number 2?
Well, FHA loans. They make it easier to get loans now.
Right.
With the FHA loans.
Tell a little more.
So, okay, I read a stat here that said that the average FICO score for buyers who finance with through FHA are 683. Because again, everybody thinks you got to have that 800 750 credit score, something like that. So the average is 683, where with a conventional loan it's 753.
Right.
So big difference there.
Oh yeah, big difference.
So just depending on if it's I said FHA, also USDA, throw that in there.
Absolutely.
USDA loans are great.
Yes.
And so just depending on which ones you go with, lenders, they'll go anywhere from 600 to 640 on your credit score.
Oh yeah.
Again, just depending on that. But those 2 loans in general have been game changers.
That's right. And who knows when those are going to change? Yeah. Everything changes all the time. The regulations could change. Just here a while back, we thought we were totally losing these no money down loans.
Right.
These things that, again,
and I think it's still kind of up in the air.
I do too. I don't really know how much longer that's going to be. So number 2 is it's kind of a little bit easier right now, at least, to qualify than it even was a few years ago. It's a little different. Number 3 is the thing most of you have probably heard of, and it's called equity.
Equity.
What equity is, of course, when you purchase a home, you're, of course, paying your interest on your payment, but also a portion of your payment goes toward, again, the principal of your home, bringing down what you owe on it. The money between what it's worth and what you owe is called equity.
Right.
Now, renting, you don't get that. You don't see that.
If home prices go up, you don't get nothing.
You do not see, again, that appreciation value, that equity that you get in your home. It's a good way of having a savings account and never even really taking any physical money and putting it in a savings account. It's there for you. So equity is a big thing because, again, you never know maybe when you will need something like that.
And that money's yours.
You're essentially paying yourself.
Right.
You're essentially paying yourself. When you look at it, there's nothing coming back to you from renting.
No.
So again, you might
get that deposit back.
Potentially.
You may
get
get
that back. So another good reason is equity. What's number 4?
I'm still back to the money. I'm going to down payments.
Oh yeah.
Down payments. 87% of first-time home buyers think that you have to have at least 10% down.
Right.
That is completely false.
Yeah. And I remember talking about this on our show where we debunked the down payment.
Yeah.
You
So
know?
FHA loans, they start at 3.5% down.
Right.
USD,
and that's of the purchase price.
That's of the purchase price.
Yes.
USDA loans are 100%.
Right.
You have no down payment.
Right.
So you do have a couple little your earnest money, or if you want home inspection, stuff like that. But for the most part, it is the loan is 100%.
Absolutely.
And then even some banks I know around here, credit unions, they'll do a conventional loan now for 5%.
Right. So
it's not that you got to have that 20% down no more.
And that again is why we're always telling you on here, shop that, look around, look through, talk to multiple people, because again, there are people out there that do different things. There's banks, mortgage companies, credit unions that have again different rules, and so you can go to some and get a different rule than you can the other. So we're all the time telling you, shop that around, look for that, because again, it's not always that you have to have this 20, 30, 50% down to get into the type of home. We're talking today you can own anywhere in the world. Hey, you could go get that home for little to no money down, depending on the rules and regulations in their area. So that, again, another reason to stop renting and purchase today. Here's number 5, which again I think is a big one. And we see this happening a lot. But rents are actually rising.
Rents going up.
Rents are actually rising. A stat I saw this morning said that year over year, rents have raised 3% on average over this same time last year.
Oh yeah,
that's pretty big.
Yeah,
especially when you've set your budget to a specific part, 3% go up. You know, you might look at it and say, well, it's only $25 or $30. I can do a lot with $25 or $30.
Exactly,
you know?
Yeah.
So again, when you own your own home, you get a fixed rate mortgage. Whatever that payment is whatever that payment is.
That's your payment.
It's not going to go up. The landlord's not going to walk in one day and say, I want new carpet put in this place, but you're going to pay for it.
Right.
So I'm going to raise your rent, and then you either like it or leave it, right? And you're at someone else's mercy. What's number 6?
Tax breaks.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
Tax breaks are kind of huge. You got to think about it. Early on in your loan, you're paying the majority of your stuff is going to interest.
Right.
So that's all tax.
Oh yeah.
And then of course your property tax, you get to write all that off.
Tax deductible.
Tax deductible.
Yes.
So again, like you said about rent, when you rent, you don't get anything back.
Right.
And then as a homeowner, you get these taxes. You get to count that.
And if you look at it, there are sometimes you may pay slightly more. And it depends on the type of home you go to.
Right.
You may pay slightly more in a mortgage payment than you do a rental payment, but when you see the side benefits, tax benefits being one of them, tax breaks, so on and so forth, it'll probably equal out, or you'll be on the better side of actually owning a home.
Right.
Again.
Yeah, so you had to weigh that out. Make sure
you got to look at that.
You got to know that you're getting these advantages at the end of the year where you don't get that with rent.
Absolutely. So again, that's 6 reasons today we wanted to give you, that if you're renting, you know someone renting, 6 reasons that you may ought to take a look.
All right, look at it.
It doesn't hurt you to explore.
Again, there's so many, and we could debunk a lot of these rumors.
Yes.
Again, but like I said, I think that down payment one's huge.
I think it's big.
People that I talk to, that's just they know, that's their question. As soon as they get into it, they're like, all right, so now how much money am I going to have down?
Right. That's one of the biggest questions
none,
that we get. Yeah. Just again, it's all depending on your particular credit situation.
Because people's like, I can't buy because I don't have the money. That's why they go to rent. They think I can go pay $500 or $600 as a security deposit.
Yes, and get into
a home. Well, you might be able to do that with a house and not have to have any money down.
Absolutely. And looking at, just going back to 2 quick things, we talked about the credit score and we talked about the down payment. Those are the 2 biggest things that we see keep people from owning a home.
Right.
There are lenders that are out there that will assist you for nothing. And getting your credit score from where it is now to where it needs to be.
That's how they make their money too.
They want to give.
They want to give you.
So they will assist you in that. If you're one of those people out there that are renting today, or you know someone that's renting, have them to give us a call. We'll put them in touch with multiple people.
Right.
Again, ask a lot of questions.
Right.
Find out who you work with, who's going to service you the best. And you may not be able to buy right now, but in 6 months, a year, you could be looking at potential home ownership.
That's right.
Because you just started. We said today, Monday is the perfect day to correct last week's mistakes. If you want to own a home, there's never been a better time than now. The second thing is looking at those down payments. So you get your credit score up. You get the loans that have the no money down. So the two biggest things that hold people back are actually two things that you actually have going for you right now.
Right.
That is 6 reasons why.
And I have no clue what's going on over here in this box. Something about a volleyball game.
That's 6 reasons why, while you're playing a volleyball game, is why you should stop renting today and own a home. We thank each and every one of you for listening to today's podcast. Tune in for future episodes by subscribing to our channel and get the latest and greatest real estate information right here on Lakeway Area Real Estate Talk Live, presented by Elite Realty Group. Until next time, have a great and blessed day.